Hi folks, Aspiring Engineer here. I have assembled with me today a panel of engineering experts, so you may take with you their experiences. Thank you, Amanda, and we can actually go around the room here and introduce people, starting with the lovely
Tatiana. I have a civil engineering degree and an urban planning degree. I have a job that meshes both of them.
I am Suvro. I have an undergrad in mechanical engineering. Then I did 4 years of management consulting, completely different, and then I went back to engineering, product design, and manufacturing.
Hi, I'm Tazin. I did mechanical engineering in undergrad, and then I have been working in the packaging industry.
Hi, I'm Amanda. I have a degree in environmental engineering, and I'm working in mainly water and wastewater treatment design.
Fantastic. So right here you have 4 different degrees, 4 different jobs, 3 different degrees, I guess that would be. So I'm curious to know what you guys do on a daily basis.
You go first.
I mean, honestly, it depends on the job. I cannot speak for others, but I can say what I do. As a mechanical engineer, I never thought I can be in the packaging industry whatsoever, but it's actually pretty cool. We get TV, we get microwave, we get microprocessor, all these things, but somebody has to design and bring this from the manufacturing assembly line to your doorstep. So getting this to most safe process, that's what we ensure. Like, how can I get this done without damaging anything in the process? So a lot of people might not think there's not that much thinking or design skill involved, but there's a lot to do in it.
So did you even have like that as an idea when you entered mechanical engineering?
No, actually, I did not even know this industry was existing. Exactly, I didn't know
Wow.
this option. So, yeah.
Very cool. So there's an example of something that you could do with engineering. I guess a lot of people, it seems like, have sort of an expectation going into mechanical engineering that it's going to be like a straightforward process, and they've got some sort of career that they've got to have lined up right away. And Tazin, it seems like you just kind of found something that is off most people's radar, huh?
Yeah, I mean, it was a challenge. I mean, I looked and I saw this challenge I want to tackle, and I enjoyed it. I'm still enjoying it. So the moral of the story is, life might change, life might throw a curveball. Roll with it. Try to stick to your plan. It might bring more disappointment to you rather than happiness. So just roll with it. You might find something you never thought of.
Cool. So engineering for you opened up doorways to things you didn't know about.
Exactly.
Awesome. Who's got like a good like challenge in their job that?
Well, when I was right out of college, I didn't have any experience. So when I did civil engineering, I thought I'd do hardcore civil engineering stuff like structural design or something, but I found this job which is like more on the environmental side. It was like a water resource engineering job.
Oh.
So, but I got to learn a lot about how rivers work and how it's like how erosion happens and how to tackle it, how to maintain it. Dams gets in the way.
No
if
kidding.
you dam a river, that kind of messes up the whole how river works thing.
So you went in for civil engineering, and you
Yeah.
actually got a lesson in ecology.
Yeah.
Wow,
So
very cool.
there's that, and we also have my degree actually teaches like some of the courses were about how like fluid dynamics, how the flow of the river works. So I got that like some idea, like the theoretical idea of how a river works, but I got to see firsthand how to tackle it, which was a challenge, I'd say, because I didn't know anything other than the theory itself.
Mm-hmm.
But I got to see it firsthand because it was a hands-on job. You have to go to the sites and otherwise you don't learn anything at all because it's just you just gotta see it. So I had a hard time, particularly because of the culture that I'm from. They kind of discourage you, like as a single girls, don't go to sites. Like
Oh,
they
really?
discourage it.
So you had to overcome
I
that.
had to fight to get my sites, but I wasn't learning anything. Like I was like 4 months in, I wasn't getting any sites. So and everybody was like, you don't have to go there. You're a girl, you can't handle it. But so I went to my boss straight up and said like, okay, I need to get the sites, otherwise, like, why am I even like, what am I even doing here? But yeah, it was a hard job. You have to like be in the river for days,
Jeez.
but it was also so much fun. And I had good coworkers, like they were very supportive. And once I was there, I was all right. It wasn't that bad that like everybody was like saying it would be.
So who was saying that? The people back home or the people at your job?
Well, I don't know if I should say it. It was the other girls who used to work there.
Oh,
So they didn't like it.
So they were creating
just
the
thought
negative
I
culture.
didn't like it either. But I don't know. I loved it. But yeah, that was the cultural part of it. But once I got into the site, I was fine, and my boss was like, yeah, she can do it. So I got more sites. So that was fun. And I learned a lot after that because like that hands-on experience really counts.
So like once you got your hands dirty is what you're saying.
Yeah.
So you can't learn everything from a book.
Yeah, sure. Especially about engineering.
I could add to that. She was talking about women in engineering, women in STEM.
Yeah.
As a woman in STEM, you will be like 3 women in your class. Like
Yeah.
expect that. Like
That's true.
it's a man's world, and that's the great part about being a woman in STEM in the STEM field is that you're paving the way. And we need women in STEM. We need young women to be excited about being in STEM fields because we're really underrepresented in engineering and stuff. So, yeah, it's just great to have more women in STEM. So,
That is cool.
yeah.
And how has that impacted your field? Because you're a civil engineer, you said.
Yeah. I mean, getting your name out there and everything, and just standing up for yourself, having good leadership skills, and speaking up around men in your field, and showing that you know what you're talking about.
That's cool. So I mean, it sounds like you've mastered your craft then, because you can prove it to people that.
I mean, yeah, I've
that
been
you do
on
know what
job
you're talking
sites
about.
too and stuff, and you really, I mean, with contractors, you really have to speak up, and like, I've had contractors say like, "Oh, are you 18 years old?" Yeah, like, are you a high schooler? And I mean, like, I was like 20 something years old at that point, so you really have to stand up for yourself in the field because, yeah, people will, I don't know, it's definitely a man's world. So.
Wow. And going through college too, was that a factor as much, or were the colleges supportive?
Yeah, I mean, in the U.S., yeah, they're definitely supportive. Like, it's really progressive in the U.S. and everything.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I went to a major engineering school, so there's a lot of guys on campus. But yeah, it's once you get used to it, it's all right.
Just to kind of recap, your job is a civil engineer, correct?
Yeah, so I work, there's a lot of things you can go into in civil engineering, like structural or transportation.
Mm-hmm.
I work in mainly water and wastewater. So I do design of water towers, water mains, water treatment facilities, also wastewater, sewer, all that kind of stuff. Like anything that gets water to your house and also away from it.
Wow.
So,
I know that we're encouraged to be hands-on, but I really hope you don't have to touch that.
No, I've never had to. But but yeah, like you were saying, it's definitely helpful to get experience in the field because there's only so much you can learn from books. Like I've learned so much just by being at work and learning, getting the experience from my job. So there's only so much you can learn from books, and then the rest you're learning. It's a lifelong learning career. Like you're learning for the rest of your life. So yeah, it's not. It doesn't stop at college, you know.
So it's more the craft is really what you're aspiring to in college
Yeah,
to
and
get
then
to start learning.
it's the building block to yeah, your future in the career. So yeah,
Awesome. Thanks, Amanda.
yeah.
Now you are still in school, correct?
Yeah.
Cool. Could you tell us more about that?
I have had like interesting transitions. So I have had like 4 years of undergrad in mechanical engineering, and I was like really into CAD/CAM, like computer aided designs and kind of like CNC machining, all that stuff. But my interest was kind of in like conceptual designing and kind of like R&D. And where I come from, like Bangladesh, it does not have a lot of opportunities. Like all the engineers' job was like really kind of like cubicle based maintenance engineers. So you kind of like do sort of like um, churn out reports that has been like formatted and have template and kind of like fill those out. Really soul crushing day to day work, like no fun in that at all. So I've had so since I wanted to be in kind of like research, but there was not really a lot of opportunity, I kind of like changed my track. I went into management consulting. So kind of like really out of the way business side of things, like how business companies kind of like design their strategies and put it into place, how to kind of like write a business proposal, make a business case for your concept, all that kind of stuff. And that kind of like really helped me to frame my kind of like put my engineering head off and put the business side off. And it was like really interesting as well. And you learn a lot of things like how to interpret kind of like clients, what clients are saying to what clients actually want. So kind of this kind of interpretation experience also helped. And then I kind of like moved into US and got into a school that kind of like rekindled my old passion of conceptual design. Now I'm working with, I have did some projects with clients along with a master's in biomedical devices, and that had been like really helpful. You can like get your patents out by your 30. Whether you make money off of your patent, that's another thing, but you'll have something in your name that has uniquely contributed to the world. What my lesson is that, right, just because you have an engineering degree does not mean that you have to be an engineer, and also does not mean like you can never get back to it. So my management consulting in my management consulting career, the engineering degree helped a lot because you kind of like in engineering you learn to look at any and every problem analytically, kind of like cut it into little pieces and solve each one. So that kind of like learning is also helped. So yeah, what I'm trying to say, like just because you have an engineering degree doesn't mean you have to be an engineer. It can inform you like various ways that you have never thought of.
Very cool.
that's
So,
kind of like,
so your degree kind of got you into the field, but it doesn't necessarily mean that you have
Yeah.
to be an engineer.
yeah, exactly. It opens a lot of doors, and that all the doors does not have like engineering on top of it.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for that. I thank you all for viewing us. I hope you can take something away from this. And I thank all of my guests here today. They've been very awesome, very knowledgeable. And, well, this is the Aspiring Engineer signing off. Tune in next time, and I'll have something else for you.